This is a video slightly sped up, as you can see, just of a liner. So first of all, we prep the brows. Now you can use any brow product, obviously, that your client prefers. I'm just going in with some soap here, just to get them a nice even shape. I'm very lucky that my client has a lovely full brow. They only have to fill them in slightly, just to make sure that they look nice and creamed. So here I'm going in with the brow palette that's in the kit, and just matching to my client's hair colour, making sure that I'm happy with the colour that I'm going to use. Scraping out of this for hygiene, ensuring that we're not contaminating the palette, as obviously you'll be using this palette for quite a few different clients. So I'm just filling in some gaps here just to make sure that the brows look strong for photographs. There's not any gaps. Again, leaving them quite natural, not too filled in. I'm now preparing the eye base, so I'm using a P. Louise base for this, just to prepare the eye area. A fluffy brush, just to give it a nice even coverage, not too heavy, making sure it's nice and blended into the skin. You can also warm this product with your fingers to help spread it around, as obviously the P. Louise bases can dry quite quickly. So it's making sure that we're not getting too much of a barrier and it looks nice and natural. I've then applied some tape, so this is optional. Again, I don't always use tape, but for this video I've lined some tape up. Tip, obviously, because you've done the brows, you're able to line that up. I'm then powdering with a nice, simple, natural colour to make sure that there's a nice even base. So I'm building up the colour using browns and then going in with black to build a warmth and depth to the liner. Now using pencil to go along the lash line to make sure there's not any gaps between the eyeshadow and the lashes. This is before I put mascara on to create a fuller effect. I'm also taking the pencil into the wet line slightly to create a fuller, darker, more intense liner. And then applying some gel just to create some depth as well. So some gel liners you have to put on the back of your hand, whereas this one I've put onto a palette to make sure I get nice coverage on the brush first. I'm using a slightly slanted brush to create this definition. And this is if your client wants something that's more defined. Not every client would want this, so this is just an extra. Now I'm going in with mascara, placing a finger on the lid to lift the lashes, I've kept the tape on as well, so just in case there's any prints or anything like that from the mascara, I can easily clean that off with the tape. If you do get any wet mascara printing, wait for it to dry, and you can use a clean spoolie just to scratch it off. I've then cleaned up any droppage from eyeshadow. This is before I put a base on, making sure that all of the powder is up before applying any base. This is so we don't get any discoloration when you put on your foundation or your concealer. I've started with a primer, and this is also a moisturising primer that I'm putting on with a brush. Brush is preferable just because you get a nice coverage, but it just means that you're able to target certain areas. You can also use 2 different or 3 different primers if needs be, depending on your client's skin type and what their skin requirements are. Once I've primed, I'm just foundation matching. So we do this on the jaw, checking which colour is appropriate. We're matching to the neck, making sure we cleanse off the colour that is inappropriate. So